Now on CoastTV News.
The gift of cheaper gas. Prices continue to fall at the pump, leaving you a little bit more for your holiday shopping. Widening the road, more people means more cars, means bigger roads. Kings Highway being expanded in an effort to keep up with area growth. Postage, vintage, and wine. The first state is one of the only states where you can't ship your favorite reds and whites through the mail, but that could soon change.
Well, we're cold again. We're getting cold again as the temperature is going to fall like crazy. More on the chilly outlook coming up.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Who to call about drone sightings on Delmarva? Good evening. I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight talking about that drones. If you fly a drone, you're supposed to know the rules, the regulations. You're supposed to follow them, but illegal drone use has become a growing story, even here along the coast. As Coast TV reporter Brendan Conroy shows us, the Delaware State Police have a helpline you can now call if you see something suspicious.
Is it a bird? A plane? It's probably a drone, and people are worried about what they are being used for. There's been an increase in reports of suspicious objects flying through the sky, and due to that uptick, Delaware State Police are promoting their anti-terrorism tip line as the place to call in and report what you see. Most importantly, do not try to knock these things out of the sky. Instead, Corporal Briggs with Delaware State Police says you should capture a video of the drone, take notes of what you see, and report the finding promptly.
Shooting at drones and things of that nature, do not do that. That is illegal and that can cause a lot of problems.
When I spoke with state police, they told me they weren't sure why these drone issues were happening, but if you see one, to contact the helpline and not 911 so that line can stay open for emergencies. Paige Fitzgerald works for Delaware's Emergency Management Agency and flies drones a lot. She says she expects even more drones in the skies due to the holidays, but people shouldn't worry too much.
When you do see something larger, I think it's safe to say it's probably a manned aircraft. Most of the ones you're going to see are the smaller ones, and it's just people going out and legally flying and having fun.
So if you happen to see something hovering, floating, or flying in the sky, and if you're worried it's something that shouldn't be where it is, or worried about what it is, call the tip line. State Police says it's a great first step to peace of mind and safer skies.
DSP told us they're reviewing each tip that's sent their way, and they're going to study that information to see if there are any trends or anything consistent with the issues. Now we're going to go ahead and take a live look outside right now into Ocean City. Our first alert, Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams joining us now with a look at the weather.
Well, no matter how you look at it, it's still going to be really cold, and that's just been our whole thing. It's so cold that our camera's acting up a little bit outside. That's just how cold it actually is. But in Ocean City, we're expecting for the temperature to stay near or just below freezing. We started at 11 degrees in Georgetown, 12 actually, the low in Salisbury, 13 in Easton, 14 for the low in Cambridge, 17 for the low in Ocean City. Now, we didn't break a record, but we were 20 degrees below our norm for this time of the year at 11, when 31 is where we're supposed to be. 3, by the way, in case you wanted to know. That was the record set in 1989. So we're at 26 in Bethany Beach, Rehoboth Beach. We're at 19 right now in Redden, 20 in Georgetown, 22 in Delmar, 22 right now in Seaford, and 21 in Salisbury. Coming up, we're going to talk about more of this cold weather sticking around, but at least it'll put you in the old Yuletime spirit. Right, Charlie?
I think we could manage that, Paul. Thank you. New at 11, former President Bill Clinton is in the hospital just before Christmas Eve. The former president was taken to the Georgetown University Hospital on Monday after coming down with a fever. According to a source close to the Clintons, he is in good spirits and is undergoing further testing. The situation is not urgent, and the former president is expected to be fine, but wanted to be checked out following the fever. Drivers will likely be greeted with a little cheer at the pumps. Christmas Day gas prices are down, lowest they've been since 2020. Gas Buddy, an app that crowdsources pump prices, expects a national average of $3.01 a gallon on Wednesday, and it's better here on Delmarva. According to Gas Buddy in Delaware, gas is $2.75 a gallon. It's over $2.80 in Maryland and in Virginia. That Christmas clock is counting down, and if you are let's call it running a little behind, maybe cramming at the last minute. Here's what you need to know about the Tanger outlet hours. Tomorrow, Christmas Eve, a shorter window than usual, opened 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., so get those gifts before the doors close. Also check your favorite local stores, but those you're going to want to check online. Small businesses have a varying number of hours depending on which one you're looking at. Be sure to tune in for Coast TV's Christmas special, A Del Marvelous Christmas. It's going to highlight heartwarming stories for you and your family to enjoy this year. You can tune in first at 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve. That's tomorrow night. Then again on Christmas Day at 5 p.m. And this brings us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know, what's the most forgotten Christmas task? Maybe good to bring that up right now since you only have one day to get things done before we are at the big day. So far, here's what it's saying. Most of you guys say sending out those cards. I think you've probably missed your opportunity this year if you haven't sent out the card. But other things getting a good number of votes: grocery shopping, wrapping the gifts always, and buying gifts. Good to see not that many people behind on the gift buying. Some other things they still got to do, though. If you haven't voted yet, you can at CoastTV.com or use the Coast TV mobile app. And online, that's where you can see updated results. And once Christmas is done, what are you going to do with your tree? Beginning December 26th, the town of Ocean City is having a free drop-off site for Christmas trees at 100th Street Municipal Parking Lot. This will last from December 26th through January 13th, but be sure to remove all the tinsel, all the ornaments, non-wooden items, get them out of the tree. The trees will be collected and taken to the county landfill where they're then recycled. New at 11, in vino veritas, or as the saying is translated, in wine there is truth, but not in the mail, not in Delaware, at least not yet. The first state is one of just 3 states that prohibits sending wine by mail. There have been efforts over the years to change that. None of them, though, have succeeded. Now, 2 Republican representatives from Newcastle County, well, they want to introduce a bill next year that would legalize deliveries. Opponents in the past have included retailers and distributors, but one local winery says Delaware's behind the times.
There's only 3 left. All right, it's us, Utah, and Mississippi. We're the first state, but we're almost last in this category, which is just not acceptable for the small wineries that are around here.
The bill would only cover limited sales from wineries directly to consumers. Online sales would continue to be prohibited. In Lewis, the first step of a long-term plan to widen Kings Highway has started. It's work on the relocation of utility lines right near Cape Henlopen High School. DelDOT says they're adding turn lanes at Kings Highway and Clay Road. Some people in Lewis who use the road daily say it is causing some major backups, while others think, hey, it's inevitable.
We found ourselves essentially stuck on either end, either trying to get out of downtown Lewis or trying to get into downtown Lewis, because they had essentially shifted all of two-way traffic on Kings Highway into one lane.
DelDOT says this project is because of the significant amount of growth in the area. In political news, the House Ethics Committee has made an explosive report public into allegations against former Congressman and one-time Attorney General candidate Matt Gaetz. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the report details the committee's findings into accusations of sexual misconduct and illicit drug use.
After a lengthy investigation and heated debate, the House Ethics Committee releasing its report into former Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz, finding he violated House rules and may have broken state laws on prostitution and statutory rape. Among its findings, the committee accusing Gaetz of regularly paying women for sex from 2017 to 2020. Having sex with a 17-year-old girl in 2017, though they did not find evidence he knew she was underage, and using illegal drugs between 2017 and 2019. In a series of posts on X today, Gaetz denied paying for sex. He has long rejected all the allegations, noting the Justice Department chose not to charge him, and previously writing, quote, "It's embarrassing, though not criminal, that I probably partied, womanized, drank, and smoked more than I should have earlier in life. I live a different life now." One committee member explaining the report's release.
This is something the public should know. They should have a chance to see what this information is. You never know what he might do down the road.
Debate over the ethics report started swirling when President-elect Trump named Gates his pick for Attorney General. Gates resigned his House seat to pursue the job, triggering questions about whether to publicly reveal the investigation's results about a former member. Gates then withdrew his Attorney General bid, lacking the Senate support to be confirmed. Just yesterday, he spoke about his potential political future.
Maybe I'll just run for Marco Rubio's vacant seat in the United States Senate and join some of those folks.
Gates tried to block the report's release that his lawyers called an unconstitutional overreach with a private citizen, as he objected that he couldn't present evidence and challenge the committee's witnesses. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
This next story is a little rough to hear about. A hit-and-run crash in Kent County, Delaware, ended in the death of a Clydesdale horse. Delaware State Police say a man was riding his horse Breeze on Pearson's Corner Road in Hartley when a pickup truck came up from behind. Investigators say the 34-year-old rider was trying to move out of the way, in the roadway or out of the way, when the truck hit the back legs of the Clydesdale. The horse then had to be euthanized due to its injuries, his owner using the camera lens to speak directly to whoever it was that did this.
Don't be a coward and turn yourself in. I mean, how long are you going to be able to live knowing what you've done? How long is your conscience going to let you live in peace?
And Redstone Ranch, where Breeze was kept, says it's currently offering a $1,000 reward for the driver's identity. The University of Delaware has agreed to pay over $700,000 to resolve allegations it failed to disclose a professor's connections to the Chinese government. According to federal prosecutors, federal law prohibits NASA from using funds to collaborate with China or Chinese-owned entities. The settlement says UD received a NASA grant, and one of the principal investigators on the grant had undisclosed ties to China's government, university, and even money from China's Natural Science Foundation. It's important to note that the settlement was reached without denying any liability, so UD has not admitted to any wrongdoing. We're just getting going here this evening. Still to come, Luigi Mangione in court with supporters outside and eyes watching around the world as the suspected killer of a healthcare CEO continues his trip through the legal system. And next, rental rules in Ocean City, restrictions that would put an end to short-term rentals in certain neighborhoods.
And neighborhoods to our north are now being given notice that there's a winter weather advisory in the northern portions of Delaware. But what about the rest of us, particularly us here in Sussex County? I'll talk about that in just 60 seconds, so don't go.
Find 16 mattresses under $9.99 and starting as low as $5.99 at Johnny Janosik's Mattress World. Shop the area's largest selection of mattresses with immediate delivery available. Shop Johnny Janosik's Mattress World.
It's the Get Holiday Ready sales event with the Ford crew.
Maverick, Ranger.
Another truckload of trucks?
Big event needs a big selection. Right, like the Ford F-Series. Best-selling trucks for 47 years. Gas, hybrid, electric, and big selection means great deals. Exactly, which means it's the best time to buy.
It's the final days to save with 1.9 for 60 months plus $1,000 holiday cash and no payments for 90 days on F-150.
Find 16 mattresses under $9.99 and starting as low as $5.99 at Johnny Janosik's Mattress World. Shop the area's largest selection of mattresses with immediate delivery available. Shop Johnny Janosik's Mattress World.
I mean, just so that you know that I sympathize with you, I was out in that cold this evening as well. Sun goes down, temperature goes, man, it's just uncomfortable, okay? And it's going to stay that way for the next 3 days in a row. Until we get to the weekend, I just don't see that big of a change in what's happening for us. You see, for example, our Hershey's exterior camera in Ocean City, it's a little warmer in Ocean City than, say, right here in Milton where the studio is located. We're looking at temperature staying, dropping into the 20s, even in Ocean City. Now, this morning, it was just uncomfortable cold on a whole nother level. We started off at 9 degrees in Redden, 11 in Georgetown, 12 in Milton, Salisbury, 17 for the low in Ocean City, and 19 for the low Rehoboth Beach. And right now, we're not short stopping on the cold. I mean, we're at 19 degrees in Redding right now. It's 21 in Milton, 20 in Georgetown, 20 degrees right now, Ocean Pines, 29 currently in Ocean City. Live radar is all clear, but we do have a winter weather advisory in effect for Newcastle. Now, not Kent, not Sussex, which is where we're located, but it lets you know that we are in the general vicinity of some seriously cold air. In fact, a good portion of the nation is right here, is under this threat of snow right here. And this is where we actually have a lot of travel delays. So if you're going into the New York area, southern or New England, or if you're going to central or western portions, or anywhere close to Great Lakes region, it's really snowy. Speaking of snow, Christmas, a snowy Christmas, not likely for us for this time around. The last time we had one was actually 2002. And the most profound one was actually in 1909. It's a little bit before my time, barely, right? Anyway, that's what my coworkers think. They think I'm old as Methuselah. Anyway, so we're looking at temperatures in the 20s, 24 in Redding, as well as Greenwood and in Georgetown. So we're looking for Tuesday. We could get a sprinkle here by noon, but it's going to be just a little too warm for it to be snow. So it's going to be cold, annoying rain in Ellendale and Milton at about 12:30, and then it's gone. We're talking about a half hour, and that's it, okay? Then we clear out for Tuesday evening. Wednesday, the winds shift out of the north. We'll have temperatures in the 40s by mid-morning, so we'll be too warm down on the ground and too warm aloft to worry about precipitation. And we really won't have the mechanics to turn that on, but we'll have the mechanics to deal with some colder weather. We'll stay in the 30s and 20s throughout a good portion of the next few days in a row, so there's not going to be much of a change in how it feels. So how it feels right now is how it's going to feel, period, okay? Christmas forecast, and I just kind of like this graphic because it has Santa Claus in it. Listen, on Christmas Day, the sun's coming up, limited cloud cover Wednesday, and it's going to feel like 20 degrees. It's just going to be cold, and all these leaves blowing and all that stuff, that's indicative of the kind of cold it's going to be there. In the 40s for Chincoteague and Assateague. Now, for those of you living in Fenwick Island, 46 to 43 and 43. But we're still going to be cold in the morning time. Don't forget that part. Same holds true for us in Lewis as well as Rehoboth Beach. Finally, here's our final look. Here's a look at your extended forecast. We'll get warmer and rainy by next week.
Thank you, Paul. A month of vacation may soon be the only option for some rentals in Ocean City. It's part of a crackdown on short-term rentals in residential areas. Coast TV News reporter Kevin Zappe sat down with realtors and owners to get their take on this possible change.
If you're looking to bring your family to Ocean City to enjoy the coast, you may soon have to book your stay for 31 days or longer if you choose a rental in an R1 area, better known as a residential area like this neighborhood here. But Mary Lee DeMarco and her husband, who own rentals in town, thinks getting people to book those areas would be a challenge.
I can't see many families that would be able to or willing to rent for that longer period of time.
With short-term rentals becoming more common in town, the council wants to add regulations to rentals in residential areas, with the biggest change being a minimum 31-day length of stay. The council believes this will preserve the feeling of neighborhoods. Coast TV sat down with John McGathan, co-owner of Blue Visit Vacation Rentals, who says finding families who are looking to rent for a month would be far and few between.
The average length of stay prior to COVID was about 5 days. Today it's closer to 4 days, so the trend is downward.
DeMarco understands some renters only come to Ocean City to party and thinks adding regulations in those areas could be a positive, just not a month.
Make it a week long or 2 weeks long. I think then you eliminate the long weekend partiers.
The Ocean City Planning and Zoning Commission approved the proposed changes to rentals in Ocean City, and it now goes to the Ocean City Council to go through its first and second reading before it becomes official. I'm Kevin Zappe in Ocean City, Coast TV News.
Luigi Mangione, the man accused of fatally gunning down a United Health Group executive, Brian Thompson, on a street in Manhattan, was in court today entering a plea of not guilty to New York State murder charges that brand him a terrorist. He fights an 11-count indictment, which includes 3 murder charges, including murder as an act of terrorism. If convicted, the 26-year-old faces a maximum sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. Mangione also faces a 4-count federal criminal complaint charging him with stalking and killing Thompson. He has not yet been asked to enter pleas to those charges. Meanwhile, outside the courthouse, supporters of Mangione chanted and carried signs. Mangione wrote in a notebook expressing his resentment towards the health insurance industry and wealthy executives, a notion that seems to resonate with some people. And in Nashville overnight at HCA Healthcare, a sign was vandalized. This was on Sunday night with the words "deny, defend, and depose" spray painted on the sign. The graffiti had been covered up with cardboard, but a WSMV reporter took a photo of the sign when some of that cardboard had fallen off. Those same words were found written on the bullet casings after the murder of the CEO, Brian Thompson, in New York City on December 4th. The Metro Nashville Police Department's Security Threat Division is investigating that graffiti. Coming up next, how you're making a difference with our Bless Our Children campaign, and later, managing holiday stress.
Santa?
Feel the holiday magic of Maryland Lottery Holiday Scratch-Offs.
Welcome to First Aid Chevrolet, where we put you, the customer, first.
Since 1976, we've been your local hometown Chevrolet dealer. We'd like to thank all of our loyal customers over these past 48 years.
Get 0% for 60 months on this new 2024 Chevy Blazer EV.
Save over $17,000 on this 2024 Chevrolet Silverado.
Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas! Merry Christmas from our family to yours. Together, let's drive.
Is your home ready for the holidays? It's not too late. Johnny Janosic has everything you need to deck your halls now. In stock and ready to go. Get Delaware's guaranteed lowest prices. Plus, take your purchase with you and get an extra $100 off. Get a 4-piece queen bedroom set, now only $2099.95. A triple reclining sofa or double reclining console sofa, only $899.95. Why wait? Get your home ready before the holidays. Only at Johnny Janosic.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
Welcome to Beach Barrels. No matter where you're from, everyone is a local. Fun times and good vibes await with a wide variety of craft brews, plus our award-winning Primo Hoagies made fresh daily. Dance the night away at the best live music venue in Ocean City. And there's never a bad seat to catch your favorite sports team. Dine in or relax on our outside deck with comfortable seating and beautiful palm trees for a cozy, tropical atmosphere. Beach Barrels open 10 a.m. to 2 a.m. at 132nd and Coastal Highway.
Enjoy 24/7 Christmas music on 107.1 The Duck.
The holiday season is here, and by that I mean like here. It is coming in 2 days. We're getting to Christmas, and our Bless Our Children campaign is working to bring a little Christmas spirit to everybody. We like to share these cards, plus the donations that we've received. This one coming in from Alex Layton of Dagsboro, and on the front we've got, well, it looks like a snowman just hanging out there. Seasons of Wonder. Love that. Thank you for sending this in, Alex. We'll get it on our tree momentarily. And we still do need a little help from you to make sure that every child on Delmarva has that special present to open on Christmas morning. Already, the initiative has raised over $330,000, but we can do a little bit more. We can always do just a bit more. Go to blessourchildren.org if you would like to be a part of it. Now let's go ahead and take a look at our holiday house. This photo is from Chris and Kathy of Long Neck. Excuse me, slightly different there. Thank you for sending in this photo. We appreciate it. If you would like to have a chance to be featured, you can submit your pictures at coasttv.com/holidayhouse. We'll be right back. Coming up in sports, how Orioles fans can talk baseball and interact with Baltimore's manager. Well, here on Delmarva this winter, and next, holiday stress, how the woosah and decompress when you're a little tense this gift-giving season.
And hopefully the weather won't make you too tense, but we do have a winter weather advisory for the most northern portion of Delaware, but not for the rest of us. We'll have your full forecast coming up.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Oh, amazing. Merry Christmas.
Hey, same to you.
Look!
love to give you a little reward.
This is reward enough.
I missed you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas.
For every season, every weather moment, stay ahead with the CoastTV First Alert Weather Phone. Just call 443-880-9100. Your forecast just a call away. Sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstead, and Federico.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, such as myself in appliances, to ensure that you not only get the best product for your needs, but that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your remodel.
It's always fun bringing clients into Delmarva Design Center. No matter how much they want to spend, there's always an option for people to pick something that they like.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Many people take their eyes for granted, but a dilated exam that's thorough, looking at the retina and the front of the eye, can be extremely important. It can not only save your eyesight, but possibly even save your life, finding conditions such as diabetes, high blood pressure, or even tumors. So make sure that you make an appointment with your local eye care professional to have a thorough medical dilated exam.
For more about Chesapeake Eye, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Visit Gateway Subaru this holiday season during the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event through January 2nd. With every Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to one of these 5 charities, plus an additional $50 when you choose your hometown charity. And Subaru will donate $5 for every routine service performed. At Gateway Subaru, our customers are the heart of what we do, and we're committed to being a positive force in our community. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Get the CoastTV First Alert Weather app with live satellite and radar, severe weather alerts, and extended forecast. Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app, sponsored by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling.
From holiday get-togethers to getting those presents all wrapped up, there's a lot to do this week, and while this time can bring a lot of joy, it can also create tension. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has ways to handle the holiday stress.
If the most wonderful time of the year is feeling a bit overwhelming, you're not alone.
There are school breaks and holidays, but then there's also the expectations that we put on ourselves, that things have to look a certain way or we should feel a certain way.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein with Children's Healthcare of Atlanta says handling holiday stress starts with acknowledging it. She says we're often not aware of how we feel and we can't do anything about it until we recognize it. Then address the stress by giving yourself permission to do things differently, especially if certain holiday traditions are exhausting. And be realistic. Before adding to your to-do list, make sure you can get those things done. She says to also allow yourself to say no.
It can be as simple as, thank you so much for the invite. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to make it this year. And leave it at that.
If some of your stress involves being around certain family members, Baumstein says to set boundaries. Let them know in advance that controversial topics are off limits and have a plan on how to take a break if you need one. Finally, practice gratitude.
It's not the absence of hard things. It's actually the recognition and appreciation of what's good, even in the midst of pain or suffering or struggle.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The therapist says many times we rush through the holidays without taking the time to really enjoy them. She says grounding yourself in the moment, appreciating the sounds, the smells, the feelings of this time of year can help you stop thinking about your to-do list and allow you to lean into the joy that this time of year can bring.
What's going on, everybody? Kayla Santiago here alongside the general manager of the Delmarva Shorebirds and Chris Spedders. And Chris, you guys have something really exciting coming up even before the season on January 30th.
Yes, thank you. We are kicking off the 2025 season with our Hot Stove Banquet. It'll be our 22nd Hot Stove Banquet on January 30th. And we're pumped to get everybody together to talk baseball in the dead of winter.
And you have a special guest coming this year to be able to speak there. Who is it, and why can O's and Shorebirds fans be excited?
Yeah, we're thrilled to have the Orioles manager, Brandon Hyde, make time out of his busy winter schedule to come and see us down in Salisbury and, tell some stories and be able to answer questions from the fans and just, really talk baseball when we're about midway through the offseason.
And why has this banquet been just so successful over the years?
You know, it's really been one of those events that we try to make sure we have great speakers, people that want to hear about it, but also our fan base is really like a big family. And so this gives us a chance to get together in the middle of winter, and football season's winding down. We have great food at the Civic Center. They do a great job for us. And really just be able to talk baseball when it's, pretty cold outside.
Once again, here with the general manager of the Delmarva Shorebirds and Chris Bitters, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us.
Delmarva's Holiday House, sponsored by Beta Beach Builders.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
It's Mission High School 12 this month at Preston Ford. Final month of Preston Ford's Race to the Top 50 is here, and we're pulling out all the stops. Lease a 2024 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend for just $396 a month for 36 months with $0 down. You can shop all your best deals online and view our complete inventory at PrestonFord.com. With over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot, we're sure to have the perfect vehicle for you. Don't miss Preston Ford's Race to the Top 50, and remember, cars cost less in Preston.
We're looking for our first house. We're growing a family. The Parker Group and our realtor, Jen, they were great. Helped us get our first home. That was a very smooth, easy process, especially for our first time. Family expanded a little bit more. We went right to the Parker Group because how easy it was the first time. And before we knew it, here we are in our next home, and we love it.
Our experience with the Parker Group was seamless.
Our realtor and the Parker Group was almost like a family in a way. They were there for us when we needed them. That was a big thing.
100% we would go with the Parker Group again.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
It's that time when you think back on the past year and say, we could really use more trucks. Not to worry, Ford Pro Commercial truck season is in full swing. Just in time for year-end tax incentives with big savings on the #1 selling commercial vehicles for 39 years running. Right now, get $3,000 in combined customer cash on a 2024 Super Duty XL or XLT pickup. But hurry, when the year ends, so do the deals.
Coming up, Drew's one-on-one with a Hollywood icon.
Demi Moore!
Stories she's never told before.
I had to learn to let myself breathe. I wasn't breathing.
Tuesday at noon on CoastTV.
Let's take a look at the forecast, shall we? Place our brother's camera in Salisbury. We're at 21 cold, uncomfortable degrees. I know. You can stop calling and telling me. I've been out there with you. I know. I can't do anything about it. I'm in marketing, not in production, okay? Anyway, we're looking at temperatures in the 20s. A lot of folks. I love it when you folks come up to me in the grocery store. I really do. You guys are hilarious. Jan Volker, Millsboro, congratulations, you're our umbrella winner. Keep up with your forecast by meeting me in the grocery store or calling the number 443-880-9100, sponsored by the law offices of Baird, Mandalas, Brockstedt, and Federico. Now, I want to give you one quick reminder. We do have a winter weather advisory for Newcastle. Now, it's not Kent, nor is it for Sussex, but where you see all this blue, there's possibility of some travel delays, particularly in the sky, because of the potential of some snow shower activity. So keep an eye on that. Finally, here's a look at the extended forecast. Of course, we have Christmas and Hanukkah kicking off on the same day. It's a bit different with the scheduling. And then we have Kwanzaa, but we'll warm up going into the new year.
All, and thank you for joining us for Coast TV News at 11. For more news, more local weather, download our Coast TV News app. The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon coming up next. And we'll see you tomorrow for Coast TV News at 5 a.m. Have a great night.